Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I would like to call the meeting of the Hammond Redevelopment Commission to order on this Tuesday, August 18th. It's 4:35. Meeting will begin. You can just take a quick moment of silence real quickly. All right, thank you. Can we get a roll call on tonight's commissioners?
Merrick, Soto Presley,
Here.
Kasperky, Myricks,
Here.
Hopbridge.
Here. For the record tonight, there is 3 present with 2 absent. Okay, number 2, declaration of conflict of interest. Number 3, communications.
None were received.
Okay, number 4 is a homebound conditional forgivable loan approval for Benjamin Daniels, property at 6309 Woodmere Avenue. He is a police officer.
Mr. President, I would like to comment that on my notes, the address is different. It's 7309 Woodmere.
Yeah, that's what I have, 7309 Woodmere.
That's what I have as well.
Okay. I thought I heard you say 63 or 69. I'm sorry.
That's a subordination request for somebody different.
That was a subordination request,
Okay.
number 5.
Okay, is there,
Second.
so we have a motion and a second. This is for the homebound conditional forgivable loan approval. That's for Benjamin Daniels for the property 7309 Woodmere Avenue.
Commissioner,
Can we
who
have
made,
roll call, please?
who made the motion, please?
Miriam.
No, I didn't, but I will. I make
Oh,
a
I thought
motion.
you
I make a motion to accept the homebound conditional forgivable loan for Benjamin Daniels at 7309 Woodmere Avenue.
second.
Okay.
Yeah, we thought you did. Okay, there is a motion and a second then on the floor. If there's no further questions or discussion, okay, roll call then.
Merrick, Soto Presley,
Yes.
Kasperky, Myricks,
Yes.
Hopbridge.
Yes, motion passes 3 yes and 2 absent. Okay, number 5 is a subordination request approval.
So looking at this, there is no cash out. He's just refinancing. He's actually cutting his terms by 10 years. So I would like to make a motion to approve the subordination request for Michael J. I don't know if I'm at 6935 Knickerbocker Parkway.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. That's for the subordination request approval. And that's for Michael Arduino at 6935 Knickerbocker Parkway. Can we have a roll call on that, please?
Merrick, Soto Presley,
Yes.
Kasperky, Myricks,
Yes.
Hopbridge.
Yes, motion passes 3 yes, 2 absent. Yep, that's pretty good. It saved 10 years.
Yes, it is.
Okay, number 6, approval of Corellis Roofing proposal. That's for 5253 Holman Avenue. That's the former Straub building.
Yes, members of the commission, if you look in your package, you will find an estimate for brick repair on a wall for the building that was formerly the Straub building. As you remember that building, there was a fire at that building. So part of the wall is still affixed to another building, but there were some bricks that were on the verge of falling. And so we didn't want a hazard to be created for people that are walking by. So we received a quote from Corellis Roofing for $1,920. This cost saved, there was a cost savings because they are currently repairing a building. They're doing some work, some roof work on some adjacent properties. So the lift that was needed was able to be used, so we wouldn't have to pay another charge for this.
That's pretty good, Africa, to kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah, we were really excited. So time was definitely of the essence.
Well, Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for approval of the Corellis roofing proposal for 5253 Homan Avenue for former Straub building.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Let's get a roll call on that then, please.
Merrick, Soto Presley,
Yes.
Keswick, Myrick,
Yes.
Hopbridge.
Yes, motion passes, 3 yes, 2 absent. Okay, number 7 is an acceptance of letter of interest for Florida Avenue Single Family Homes Project.
Members of the commission, this is a very exciting letter of interest. As you are aware, recently, well, a few months ago, we advertised a request for proposal for some vacant properties within the city of Hammond to increase new single family new construction within the city of Hammond. At that time, when we advertised, we did not receive any bids. A lot of it was in light of COVID. But since that time, we have received a letter of interest from a very established developer within this, a home builder within the city of Hammond. So we're really excited. He's interested in the 2.57 acres on Florida Avenue, and he's also interested in the 1.34 acres in the property immediately to the south of that. I was able to speak with him today, and he told me that he's interested in constructing cottage style homes, possibly ranch in 2 stories. He is, if all goes well, he wants to begin the spring of 2021, with the price point being the high 100s or mid to low 200s. So we're really excited about it. I just wanted to let you know that we were in communication with him, and hopefully at the next meeting we'll work to have either a development agreement and or a purchase agreement for these properties. So we're really excited that we potentially can move forward with development of homes on the Florida Avenue property.
Hey, Africa, I thought about a year and a half ago, we did something with this.
We received the appraisal so that we could advertise.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, because I remember discussing this before.
Yes, we had the appraisal. The appraisals were performed. We received the appraisals. The request for proposals were advertised. And during that time, we received no one. No one was interested. And a lot of that had to do, I believe, with COVID, because when we reached out to some additional home builders and developers, they were like, well, because of COVID, a lot of things were halted. But this developer did reach out to me, or this home builder did reach out to me. And he sent a letter of interest to the Economic Development Department stating his interest in the property. So we're very excited because, as I stated, he's an established home builder in the city of Hammond. And we're just really excited about moving this project forward.
Okay.
So hopefully during the next meeting, I look forward to, I'm hoping to have possibly a development agreement or a purchase agreement for your review and consideration.
Well, if there's no other questions, Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for the acceptance of letter of interest for the Florida Avenue Single Family Homes Project.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. I'm just gonna comment, I think you've seen some of his homes. I believe he did some on Lake Street there, and he might even did a few in Parish View, and so he does build a very nice home, very good quality, and sounds about right too, Africa, that price range, low 200s to maybe high 200s, you said?
High 100s to potentially low to mid 200s, but it all depends. I mean, at this point we were just talking, so I'll have further information after I speak to him again.
Okay,
I
that
wanted
sounds
to
good.
meet with him in person to get a few more details prior to today's meeting. So after I met with him, I mean, he's excited, he's ready to go, potentially with plans to begin construction in spring of 2021.
Excellent. Okay, then I just wanted to comment, give his company a plug. So, all right. There's a motion and a second then. Can we get a roll call?
Merrick, Soto Presley,
You muted.
you're muted,
You
Miriam.
muted, Miriam.
Okay. Yes, yes.
Kasperky,
Sorry.
Myricks,
Yes.
Hopbridge.
Yes, motion passes. 3 yes with 2 absence. Thank you, commissioners. Thank you, Greg. You're about to dive through the screen. I like that. All righty. Number 8 is approval of change orders for the 1,500,000 gallon radio arm exterior repaint. That's a change order number 2, Utility Service Company Incorporated, and change order proposal for number 4, Dixon Engineering.
Members of the commission, staff, and our esteemed attorney, can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Yes.
Thank
yes.
you. So this is actually one action. It's kind of a two-parter. So we're not doubling up on any of this. You may recall that we have found the solution to the corrective action needed for the water tank. Any legal remedies, discussion should probably be held for an executive session if necessary. But this is what you should have received in your packet is a change order request number 2, prepared by Dixon Engineering and signed by the contractor, Utility Services, Inc., in the amount of, this is change order number 2, in the amount of $471,600. And this is to replace pull the dent out of the top of the tank and then reinforce that with a thickened vertical stiffener on the exterior of the tank. This was proposed by our consulting engineer, Dixon, and our peer review engineer has reviewed that, suggested that we actually use a thicker member. And they have come to an agreement that this is the appropriate solution. Primarily because, as Dixon had originally envisioned for this repair, it would be externally supported rather than internally supported, which will help a lot with so you have the change order for your consideration. Attached to the change order is the change order proposal. And so we can handle that in 2 different ways. We would ask that you would have a motion approving the change order, and that the second action would be authorizing one of 2 ways, authorizing the president of this commission to accept the proposal that backs up the change order. The other option would be to designate that authority to your engineer, which would be Dixon Engineering. I think it's appropriate that Mr. Halpridge, Commissioner Halpridge, do that approval. If I could, I would just like to kind of clarify where we stand relative to what happens after the approval of this action, if I might. I'm going to read an excerpt from an email that I don't believe you've received regarding the change order. So our engineers tells us that the contractor estimates it will take 4 to 5 weeks to mobilize once the change order is approved and complete the roof repair. That would mean that the repair would take place at the start of mid-September, with 7 weeks needed to complete the roof repair and install the stiffeners. That would bring that portion of the work to be completed in November, when the weather starts to get too cold for painting. So you'll notice on the change order proposal from Utility Services, the last bullet point where they say they'll complete the roof repair scope of work this year, and then complete the remaining contract in the spring of 2021. I will also say that you should expect to see change order number 3. This would not be a monetary change order, but we are negotiating the additional request for time. So the extension will be for time only, not for any additional fees relative to time. So you will see that in coming meeting. I would ask that the commission approve this change order and authorize Commissioner Halpridge to approve change order proposal number 4. And I would certainly entertain any questions that the commissioners have at this time.
I have a question,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Button. Or maybe it's just to the commission in general. I just wondered, could we review the change order that came before us? I believe it was before, wasn't it regarding this same thing?
You should not have seen a previous change order relative to this work.
Or was it the estimate for the work?
We received information relative to this repair, initially provided by the contractor through the engineer. So yes, we did see that. It was a 2-part change order. One was approximately to replace the steel and provide the stiffeners was about $600,000. To do this work, which is to pull the dent out and to replace, to install stiffeners, was around $400,000. So that number has increased for a couple of reasons. One, that the plate stiffeners are a little bit bigger, and I don't know that that has a huge monetary cost. But during the review, the peer review of the work, we determined that the flat portion of the top of the roof needed more support for the containment, and that will have an additional cost relative to that. So there's a tree, basically a tree that sits on top of the tank to hold the containment shroud that pulls the shroud or the curtain up with cables. That tree has to be more significant, and so that's part of this cost. So you've seen a previous change order that you did not approve because we pulled back to decide, is this really the right action?
And weren't we also trying to figure out where, not fault, but who was supposed to do what?
The cause of the defect, right? The cause of the failure. We still have that as an action.
Okay,
We discussed that fairly openly at the last meeting. I would ask that we would refer those legal matters to your attorney under an executive session, because I think that's an appropriate forum for those discussions.
Agreed.
thank you.
So Miriam, Commissioner Soto Presley, we
Yes.
did have a change order number 1 that was approved, and that was for about $4,200, and that's listed on the cover of the change order number 2. That was for the access manway that could not be placed where the existing manway is because the steel was somewhat deformed. So we found a new location for the manway access, and we seal up the old. We basically let out the old manway access and put new steel up for that, and that was that work. And I don't know, I think you weren't referring to that, but I just wanted to clarify what change order.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, so I guess I'll go ahead and make a motion for the approval of the change order for the 1,500,000 gallon radial arm exterior repaint with bullet point, let's see, change order number 2, Utility Service Companies, Inc. And change order proposal number 4, Dixon Engineering.
Second.
Okay, did you also need, Dean? They're gonna authorize me to sign off on this, right?
Please.
So shall I make that part of the motion?
Yes.
Yes, I think he was
Yes.
requesting that. There's 2 ways we could do this, but that's what he was requesting.
So approve, as you made your motion, just authorizing the chairman to sign both documents.
Okay, I so move.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay. Thank you, City Engineer Dean Button. We have a motion and a second then. Is there any further questions or discussion on this water tank project? Okay, then roll call, please.
Merrick, Soto Presley,
Yes.
Casperky, Myricks,
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes 3 yes and 2 absent. Okay, number 9 is an approval of amendment number 1 to the October 7th, 2019 supplemental letter agreement.
Members of the commission, I would ask that we table this matter until the next meeting. We're anticipating additional documentation, supporting documentation for this matter. So I would just ask that you table this matter at this time.
So moved.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to table number 9, approval of amendment number 1 to the order of October 7, 2019 supplemental letter agreement. Can we have a roll call on that?
Merrick, Soto Presley,
Yes.
Casperky, Myricks,
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes 3 with 2 absent to table. Number 10 is an approval of supplemental letter agreement for professional services from July 1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2021.
Members of the commission, if you look in your package, you will find a supplemental letter agreement for an agreement between the Hammond Redevelopment Commission and SEH of Indiana as a consultant. As you are aware, SEH performs financial functions for us. They serve as our financial consultant, with Daniel Bowditch being the senior economic development professional. They have they actually help us out quite a bit, and I have a lot of good things to say about them. They're very responsive. They're very professional. I do believe they always go the extra mile, and we have a very good working relationship with them. So the information regarding the supplemental agreement is in your packet. It clearly outlines the period of time to be covered from July 1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2021, with a not to exceed amount of $87,500. We also have Daniel Bowditch on this Zoom call at this time if you have any questions for him.
No questions.
I don't. I concur with Ms. Tarver.
Yeah, I don't have any questions either.
No questions here.
Mr. President, I make a motion for the approval of the supplemental letter agreement for professional services from July 1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2021.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. That's for the approval of supplemental letter agreement for professional services from July 1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2021. Can we get a roll call, please?
Merrick, Soto Presley,
Yes.
Casperky, Myricks,
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes 3 yes, 2 absent. Thank you, Mr. Bowditch, for.
Commissioner Hopperidge, may I say something?
Sure.
Thank you very much, and for that action, but also on the number 9 agenda item, I did want to address that very quickly. We have a different number than is in that supplemental letter agreement, and I want to make sure that SEH substantiates that value to you. So that's why I had asked Ms. Tarver to pull that for this meeting. I will have an outline of all the projects we've worked on and the fees for each project throughout the year for last year's services. I just want to make sure that you understood why that was being done. I didn't want you to pass something without knowledge of why it was being passed or considered.
No, I appreciate that, Mr. Bowditch.
Okay.
Thank you, and that makes sense that way.
Yes.
we know what we're getting.
Right. If I was in your shoes, I would ask the same question. So I'm trying to answer that before you ask it. And I want to make sure that we're transparent with you as well as the public. So thank you.
I
Thank
appreciate
you all. We
the,
enjoy working with the Redevelopment Commission and the staff.
I appreciate the professional service and most of all the accountability of your company.
Thank you.
All righty. Let's see, number 11 is acceptance of requests for proposals for sale of real estate for property commonly known as 5731 Erie Avenue.
Members of the commission, you granted approval for the advertisement of sale of real estate for property commonly known as 5731 Erie Avenue. Unfortunately, no bids were received.
So that means there's no action?
That's right.
That's
Correct.
correct.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for that. No action at this time then. Brings us to number 12, reports. Ms. Tarver, would you like to share anything tonight?
No, nothing, nothing really, just going to confirm or just reiterate how excited I am about having someone interested in doing housing in the city. I wanted the commission to know that we are moving forward with different economic development projects. I'll be able to go in further detail at a later date, but we're really excited about a lot of positive things taking place within the city of Hammond. I look forward to another productive year.
Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you, Ms. Tarver. Sorry about that. Someone came in my office for a minute. All right. Yeah, anytime you get new housing it's good for our city. All right, number 13, bills, register of claims.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to pay the Register of Claims for August 4th, 2020 through August 14th, 2020, for Register of Claims R58856 through R58886.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. That's for our register of claims. That's dating August 4th, 2020 through August 14th, 2020. That's claim R58856 through claim R58886. Is there any questions or discussion on these claims for staff? Okay, then roll call, please.
Merrick, Soto Presley,
Yes.
Hasbricki, Myricks,
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes 3 yes with 2 absence. Okay, number 14, is there any last minute new and unfinished business?
No, not at this time.
Okay. Brings us to number 15, public comment. If anybody has zoomed in, it is open now, public comment. I don't see anyone. Pardon me?
I don't see any attendance at the
Okay.
moment.
All right. Give it a few seconds here. Okay, then public comment is closed. Number 16.
Mr. President, I make a motion to adjourn.
I second that.
We have a motion, a second. Can you all signify by saying aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned.
All right.
Thank you, and everybody have a great night.
You're welcome. Be safe.
Have a good
See
night.
you next
Bye.
time.
Be
Okay,
safe.
bye, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you for your
Bye.
patience. Bye-bye.